Billy got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs, where I'm sure they will have wall-to-wall coverage on the NBA playoffs, including my number 2 seed New York Knicks.
Hold up. They slipped into number 2. I thought that was the Bucks.
They got to play the 76ers in the first round.
Ooh, that's a tall task. No pun intended.
I don't like it, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Knicks and Sixers start, what is that, this weekend, I think is when it starts?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
NBA playoffs, play-in tournament. I was in Vegas this weekend and looked up and saw the Warriors getting their ass absolutely mollywopped.
I love every second of it.
Why? Why are you hating on the Warriors?
F those guys. I used to live in the Bay Area. They're insufferable to deal with Warrior fans.
See, you lived there at a different time than I did, because when I lived there, they had just got Chris Webber and Latrell Sprewell, and it was a fun excitement. Even though I was a Knicks fan, it was still cool to see like a local town get that. Because in Kansas City, we didn't have a basketball team. Like everybody cheered for the Bulls, which is why I like the Knicks. So when I moved out there to see a local team like just take over like that, and I was in, you're in school playing basketball and shit. Like those are the good old days. And when Webber did that dunk on Barkley and took it around his back, man, you couldn't tell them motherfuckers shit at school.
I think you were too young when the Kings were still in Kansas City.
I don't even think I was born.
I think they left like early 80s.
Yeah.
You're too young, but yeah, you're right. They didn't have a basketball team for the most part.
Yeah.
It's basketball. The Lakers got in there. They got to play the Nuggets. Like those 7 seeds might be some dangerous seeds.
Yeah. I don't really keep up with the in-season tournament and the play-in tournament and all that. Like basketball, I love basketball season. I love basketball playoffs, but it's just a cunt hair too fucking long. Like we didn't get a champion until the end of June.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same thing about baseball and your new favorite sport, hockey. Hockey's too damn long too. This season.
Went to my first hockey game, not in Atlanta this weekend, EJ.
How'd that go?
And saw we could literally do a whole podcast on my week. But I won't bore y'all to death with a bunch of shit. But just from the moment we landed, it was just like, this is gonna be a fucking headache. We made the best of it, but we land, we go to the rental car place, it's not open. So then everybody has to go over to they had a conjoined rental car place, and it's after midnight, Vegas time. Now, mind you, I'd already been up since 6 o'clock Eastern time. So we land 1 o'clock Vegas time. That's 4 a.m. my time, So finally get the car after like an hour and a half, drive over to my buddy Brent's house. I'm awake till about 3 o'clock, which is 24 hours straight. Had to wake up 4 hours later and drive to Arizona to go through the canyons and shit like that. And we get to Arizona and we can't figure out what time it is.
Yeah, Arizona is a weird because they don't do daylight savings there.
They don't recognize daylight savings time, right? So then we were trying to figure out, because her phone said one time, my phone said a different time. So we were trying to figure out what time zone is Arizona in? We Googled it. Google said Arizona's in Mountain Standard Time. It is not. Arizona's on Pacific Time, which we didn't know at the time. The clock in the hotel room had the wrong fucking time on it also. Then, on top of that, EJ, when you go around the Indian reservations and shit, they have a different time zone than what the rest of the fucking state does. So we had an appointment on an Indian reservation and got there early as a motherfucker because we didn't know what time it was. The whole time we were in Arizona, we didn't know what time it was till like the last day. We realized, all right, well, the hotel clock's wrong by an hour. So that's what time it is. Don't look at your phone anymore. Just look at the hotel clock. Clusterfuck.
That pissed me off.
And then the hockey game in Las Vegas, got to see my Golden Knights. We get there, I buy the tickets day of, it's standing room only. You ever had a standing room only ticket?
Not that I could think of.
All right, so I've had a couple of them. I've had them at a Falcons game. I've had them at the Braves. I see they're sold at the, like, if you ever watch a Cowboys game and they show everybody running into the stadium, they all got standing room only seats, and they're trying to get, or not seats, but they're trying to get to where they can see. These were standing room only seats. You get them online, they give you they scan you, they print it out, and when they print it out, it says no view, meaning you can't see shit. We basically bought $60 tickets to a big ass party. Like, we got to go to the top level. There was a DJ, there's your own private bars and all that, but they have everything curtained off to where you can't see shit. So then we walk downstairs and we're standing by, like, at the Brave Stadium, you go to the 100 level and the last row of seats, they literally have a bar right there where people can just stand there and watch the game from there. Not here. They were like, you can't stand here. Everywhere we tried to go to get a view, you can't stand here. Then finally, some old guy got tired of asking us to move, and he just let us stand there and watch it. But we did get bobbleheads. Had no idea it was bobblehead night. Jack Eichel, number 9.
I don't know who that is.
It's
You
my
could have
guy.
told me. You could have told me any name, and I would have agreed with you.
Yeah.
I know Connor McDavid. What's the other guy's name? Sidney Crosby and
Crosby.
Alexander Ovechkin. Oh,
Patrick Waugh.
Oh yeah,
They had a
Patrick
Waugh on the
Waugh.
Golden Knights team. I wonder if he's related to Patrick.
Yeah, I know him too. I think he's like the only American that's good.
No, man. Jack Eichel's good. He's American.
Who the hell is Jack Eichel?
He's the best player on the Golden Knights team.
Only Jack I know is Jack Harlow. What's popping?
About Jack Bauer.
I didn't watch that show 24.
You didn't watch 24, bro. You got you need to. Hey, you and your little lady, y'all can fucking curl up on the couch and watch 24. You'll get hooked. I'm telling you.
I heard it was action-packed show.
I did that shit years ago. I watched the first episode and if you know how it goes, I'll explain anyway for the people that don't. 24 is filmed like in real time. So if they start at like 8 a.m., the whole hour that you're watching that episode is literally an hour that passes in that day. So there's 24 episodes because they're 24 hours straight of like trying to stop a big terrorist attack.
Yeah.
So it's pretty well thought out. It's really good. And then every show ends on the cliffhanger. Like every hour something happens and you're like, I gotta watch the fucking next one. Before you know it, it's like 3 a.m. You got to be at work the next day and you've already watched 5 of them.
Yeah. I know the concept, but I know it was critically acclaimed. I just, at that moment when it came out, was at mid-2000s. I was just in my own world, a teenager, and doing my own thing. But didn't they bring it back for like a sequel series or something?
Yeah, he came back. Jack Bauer did, and then they had a black dude do it. It was like 24 something or another. But I find shows like that, when they go away for a while and they come back and everybody's wanting them to come back, when they finally bring them back, it don't hit the same. Dexter didn't do it.
I heard Dexter got rave reviews when it came back because they said it ended shitty, but when it came back, it like righted some of the wrongs.
It ended off. That last season of Dexter before they came back was so fucking terrible.
Don't ruin it. That's the show I'm actually gonna go back and watch.
Oh, it's the last season I thought was terrible, but there ain't another season before that I'm like, that show sucked. Dexter was fucking good. Like there's a couple seasons that stand out, but Dexter was really good from beginning to almost end.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
man.
worried about Stranger Things. It's been gone for so long. By the time it comes back, nobody's gonna give a fuck anymore.
All the kids
It's
are
gonna
like
be,
grown now.
yeah, they're gonna motherfuckers gonna be in college.
I think they already are. Millie Bobby Brown is an adult. People being creepy about that now that she's an adult. That's weird when people like wait till the kids get 18 and like, oh, wait.
It's like that girl on that TV show, Me Catch Me Outside, and they
Yeah,
had like a countdown clock to her turning 18. It was like, y'all are fucking gross.
she's 21 now. But we kind of did that back in the day. There was one for Lindsay and Hillary. I remember I was in high school still. Like a countdown. I thought it was cool, but now that I'm older, I'm like, that's kind of creepy.
When you're the same age, like if you're 1 or 2 years older than that person or you're in the same age range, yeah. But when you're fucking 45 and you got a countdown clock for a girl to turn 18 so she can start on OnlyFans, you're fucking pervert.
Kels did it. That's your favorite singer.
Was was my favorite singer. Ah,
uh,
every now and
AJ.
then one of his songs will come up and it depends on what kind of mood I'm in if I listen to it or not, or if I just get mad and turn it off.
You see, I had like I didn't have struggle with R. Kelly. I don't listen to his music anymore. But like, I try to compare that to like a Hulk Hogan situation. There's a podcast who go unnamed. Like, they started like slowly but surely sneaking in a lot of Hulk Hogan praise, and I'm like, are y'all reading the room? Like, I guess that because if you're not black, and then you can't empathize with it. But like,
I mean, you can, you just don't.
yeah, I'm, and I'm like, all right. So I compare it to like the R. Kelly situation. If you want to listen to R. Kelly in your private life, go ahead. Like, who cares what you do behind the scenes? But if you're like publicly praising R. Kelly, that's a different story. So, like, if
Mm.
you want to go watch Hulk Hogan in your free time, go ahead. But if you're on a public platform praising it, that's like a different story. And I'm not
Especially
looking
if
for it.
you don't take into account like who you're talking to when you're talking about it. Like you said, empathy goes a long way. Like you don't you don't walk into a fucking women's shelter where there's a lot of, victims of stuff blasting the fucking remix to Ignition. Like, so why
Exactly.
would you go in a room full of black people talking about how great Hulk Hogan is, knowing what you know about him?
I mean, they don't know what their listener demographic is, but you got black listeners out there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I look at it like I just roll my eyes when people talk, about Hogan and try to give me the whole you got to separate the man from the things he did. That right there that's like the red flag to me. If you bring him up and you're just like, yeah, Hulkamania did it, and you just start talking about it, it is what it is. But when you put it in my face that you know what happened, like it's wrestling, right? I can suspend disbelief and say, oh, maybe they don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but when you throw it in my face, like, yeah, I know he sucks, but when I was a kid, he could rip his fucking shirt off like nobody's business. Like, who gives a fuck?
yeah. And then I don't know. I get it. It's nostalgia, but
Yeah.
if you actually break it down, wasn't even that great. I know what he did for the sport, but dude couldn't wrestle himself out of a paper bag. Like, why are y'all holding on to this guy so much?
And it was so long ago.
It was
Like,
so long ago
we are
too. That
this is 40 years since Hulkamania started. Like, that's a whole Hulkamania can almost drink 2 times over. Like, that's 40 years ago. Get over it.
I'm not. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm not. I think Stone Cold surpassed him in popularity.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
I'm retroactively looking back at it differently, but Stone Cold was the most popular at a more popular time. I mean, of course, Hulk Hogan put it on a national level, but I think Stone Cold took it to a different level.
Stone
And
Cold actually, and Stone Cold had The Rock also, which
and he had
helped
the
out
Rock,
a lot.
and he had the
Now,
Rock, so
Hogan was with uh
Macho.
Warrior and Macho Man, but they weren't nearly at the level what The Rock is. And, nobody ever got to the level of maybe Hogan's not the most popular, like The Rock and Austin. You could have that debate if you wanted to back in the day when they were both going hard. But Yeah, I mean, you said Austin. Like, I think Rock passed Hogan.
I
Like,
mean,
Rock's probably way more worldwidely popular than Hogan ever was.
well, Rock passed all of them as far as like mainstream popularity and on a non-wrestling level. I'm talking about within the realms of wrestling. Stone Cold, I think, is at the top of all time.
Yeah, because that's really all he did until after.
Yeah,
He never tried to delve into the movies while he was in wrestling.
yeah. So, fuck Hogan.
Good way to end it. What about you, EJ? How was your weekend?
uh, my weekend was basically UFC 300.
Mm,
People were complaining about it being, underwhelming as far as the main event, but as far as top to bottom, it was a stacked card. So got some wings and watched all the fights. And if y'all interested in coverage of that, go over to Haymaker. We got a bunch of coverage on that on our own YouTube page and Belly Up. It was a wild card. I don't know if you're familiar with Max Holloway.
yeah.
He he beat this guy who he wasn't supposed to be, Justin Gaethje, who's a violent fighter, was beating him like 5 rounds, and then like the last 10 seconds of the rounds, like a Rocky movie, he's like, "Meet me in the middle of the cage, let's just throw down." They're just going like a firefight the last 10 seconds, and then 1 second left. Max Holloway put him to sleep.
Mm. And he was winning the fight and tried to
Yeah,
be a tough guy.
he was winning. Well, he's winning the fight, and he it could have went bad. He could have got knocked out, but he ended up knocking the guy out, even though he didn't have to get in that firefight.
Oh, so the guy that was winning the fight knocked him out.
Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha. I
yeah.
thought you were saying the guy that was up uh in the rounds was like, meet me in the middle and ended up getting knocked out.
No, he said meet me in the middle, and then he ended up knocking the dude out. So it's like it's like putting more
More
like
pressure on himself.
yeah, putting more pressure on himself, and he's able to deliver. It was a good time, man.
That's good. I was actually wasn't in Vegas the night of. I was in Vegas the night before,
Yeah,
and
was it a shit
just
show?
driving through, you could see the hype for a bunch of fucking grown men with uh graphic T-shirts and bedazzled jeans and shit like that, tattoos everywhere. Like you knew UFC was in town.
Yeah, I could see it being a shit show. Was it like a lot of traffic and shit?
Not really. I mean, like I said, I was there late Friday night, and then I woke up Saturday morning, drove the fuck out of there, and went to Arizona. So I wasn't there for any of the crazy hoopla. I didn't get back to Vegas until Monday.
Oh, where?
Uh, it
Also,
was
when you was in Arizona, you were on a boat. Where are you?
at one point I was, yeah. We took a boat up to the top of Horseshoe Bend Canyon, and the boat dropped us off in kayaks, and we had to kayak 10 miles.
Man, was that your first time kayaking?
Yeah, my last time too. Thing-
Nah, kayaking is fun. I did
Things you do for women, EJ.
I know
10
that, right?
fucking miles in a can. Now, don't get me wrong. I would have never seen any of the shit that I saw. Like, this shit was beautiful. Like, I was driving and I live in Atlanta. Like, I've been out on the West Coast before plenty of times, but some of that shit in Arizona was just like, it was breathtaking driving through it.
Mhm. I
So
mean,
go ahead.
I did like a 17-mile kayak. It was like an all-day thing. I mean, by the time you're done with it, you really don't even notice it. I'm sure that was the case in your situation,
Shit, my arms are sore as a motherfucker.
right? It's fun time though. Did you take pictures and stuff did you bring your phone out there on the kayak?
I tried to get like some of the views in, but it was so that was the other thing. It was so windy at some points, and there were a lot of boats going by. So like, if you stop and you sit there and try to take a picture, you float out. You look up, you're in the middle of the fucking lake where the boats come through, and then you got to get the fuck out of the way. So it was more just like taking it in, right? Like trying to be more in the moment as opposed to looking through it through the lens. But I did get a couple pictures.
That's what's up, man. You gotta send me some. I always like looking at stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll post a bunch on my Instagram when I get some time to just kind of sit down and chill this weekend. But yeah, that was the weekend in Vegas, and
Did you get to catch up with wrestling?
yeah, I did that. I didn't but also Vegas update. First time ever. Took a loss on the gambling.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what happened?
I just didn't win. I was winning, and then before you know it, I wasn't winning. I was like, all right, well,
You're a roulette guy, so were you up at one
yeah.
point?
Oh yeah, I was up a lot of the points. Like I only take, a certain amount of money. Like I'm like, all right, I'm not going to the ATM. If I lose, I lose. So I kind of quit the first day. And the second day I went back and I'm sorry, the first night I went back because my girlfriend had gotten a little drunk and tired, so she went to bed. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go down and hit the tables. I was down. It's about 4:30 a.m. It was like 4 hours. And I mean, I was up big, and then next thing you know, you start making bigger gambles, and all of a sudden the fucking pendulum swings the other way, and you look up and all your chips are leaving, and you're like, shit, well, I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop when I'm at $400. That way, I at least doubled what I put into it. Then you get to 400, you're like, fuck, I fucking feel it. I feel like my numbers are coming. And then you only got $100 left. It's like, fuck, let me take this little 100 and get the hell up out of here. It's fun though. You sit there drinking, talking with the other people that are there. Like, it ain't like you're just sitting at the table by yourself bored. Like it's a whole thing. If you got the right table mates, there are some times where I like take my shit and leave because people are just annoying as fuck. Or like a motherfucker standing right next to you smoking cigarettes or something like that.
Ugh. That's the only thing I don't like about Vegas is you could smoke anywhere.
Yeah.
Not
But
my thing.
it was a good time. I already booked my so with the free trip that I got this time,
Uh-huh.
it came with $150 food credit to any of the restaurants in the hotel, and I had a $300 gambling credit. So I had two $150 bets I could make. That right there should have told me that it wasn't my day because I always bet on black and I always win. I bet on black twice and it came up red and green. Something should have told me then. But what I did was, excuse me, for our guys trip that's coming up end of May, early June, I'm staying at the Mandalay Bay for free on my MGM card. I booked the hotel that I'm not gonna name now that I'm staying at that I stayed at this time. I booked it again because it came with all that free shit. So I was just gonna go to their fucking steakhouse one night and chow down with $150 worth of free food and then make a couple bets.
Mm-hmm.
So gotta fuck the system over. And it gets me into the Circa pool, which I put a video up on my Instagram about that. Like I want to go there to watch a football game. Like that shit is so dope.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's the rooftop of the Circa Hotel, and it's just if you've ever been to a sports book, it's basically a sports book poolside. Like the whole wall is nothing but bars, and over the top of the wall is just big screens with like 20 games on, and behind you it's like 8 pools, some hot ass lifeguards walking around that wearing Jordans. Like these motherfuckers ain't jumping in to help you. They got J's on. All the lifeguards had tennis shoes. But the water's only like 3-4 feet, I think, because everybody's drunk. So
What was
that's
the
gonna
name of this place?
Circa.
Uh
Circa Hotel, but it's the pool that you want to get. The pool is called
have you never you like Fremont? You never been to Stadium Swim?
that's what it is. It's Stadium Swim.
Oh
That's
yes.
at the top of Circa. I was trying to think of the name of it. Yeah, this is the first time I ever went.
Stadium Swim is dope.
Yeah, it came with my hotel stay. So that's another thing. So when I go back in May, I'll be able to go to Circa if I want to for free. I can only get one other person in there.
Yeah. So you're a Fremont guy. I'm not, but that's the one of the only spots I go to in Fremont and Stadium Swim. I like that. It's like I like
Yeah.
that vibe.
I like Fremont just because like for example, I went out and got a Jack and Coke, and it was like it was a 20-ounce cup, and it was probably 14 ounces of Jack Daniels they put in there. And it was $18. First bar we went to on the strip, I got a Jack and Coke. Wasn't even a double, it was a single, and it was $19. Like that's the difference. To me, it's all about how much money I'm spending. Like I don't care about the other people that are around. Like to me, the strip is more of a hassle than Fremont Street is. Fremont Street is just one fucking street. The strip, you got to go up fucking escalators, cross the street, like go down the back alley. But it is what it is. We're staying on the strip in May, so I'll have no choice but to be there. But I'm excited about staying in Mandalay Bay. I've never stayed there before.
Mandalay Bay's dope. But I get what you're saying about like the bars, but that's why you drink at the casinos, get drunk enough where you only have to buy like a drink or two in the bar, and then you're good.
Yeah. But that's a hard that's a hard formula to crack though. You never know how much to drink, and then you get out and you can either be perfectly where you're like, oh, I only need one or two, or you're so drunk that you're like, I'm buying drinks all fucking night.
Well, that's where you fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, we done fucking dicked around for 25 minutes. EJ, you want to talk about some wrestling?
Let's do it, man.
Let's start it out with a softball, and we will talk about our street clothes wrestler of the week. EJ's not gonna like mine.
I don't even know if I have one. You go first.
I know I got one. She's on her revenge tour. Liv Morgan. She was looking good the other night. I like her style. She's getting that little edge to her now, kind of like Thea on NXT. Now that she's not Thea. What's her name that just turned heel? That Roxanne. Kind of like Roxy's got that little bit of an edge to her now. She just looks tougher. So I'm excited about Liv Morgan and what she's gonna do. Probably your future women's world champion.
No. We'll get to that in a little bit because I think I have my pick for that one. I'm gonna go with the CEO, Mercedes Moné. Came down on Dynamite the other day, looking, as you would say, and Booker T would say, good.
Shooky dookie quack quack.
Oh, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the boss or the CEO now.
Man, it's gonna be hard for men to win this because these women just like they dress on another level when they come out there, you know. And then the dudes walk around like fucking Kenny Omega with sweats on and a t-shirt. It's gonna be hard for them to pick. It's gonna be hard for them to win. Besides, like Cody, everybody else doesn't really dress up, and I ain't picking Cody every week.
I mean, I hope you don't, because I think we're gonna get sick of him soon.
Gonna.
Already there yet?
It ain't been 2 weeks. I saw a thing on the internet. Somebody said Cody don't even know how to carry the damn title.
Yeah, he does carry it.
Moving it around and shit. They said this motherfucker ain't got no clue how to be a champion.
It's awkward.
You'd have thought that, you know you're about to be the guy, like you would have some kind of like, obviously the way Roman would come out with the title isn't the same way he started as the tribal chief, but he still started like a certain way. Like he knew he was going to be champ. Cody looked like they handed him that fucking thing right before his music hit. And he was just like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
It is super awkward. I'm trying to remember, like, how did he carry that TNT belt? Like,
he wore it.
Oh, why does he wear this one? He's like carried on his arm all awkwardly.
I don't remember if he wore it when he had a suit on, but I don't know if he came out there with a suit on that much when he had the TNT title. He would always come out like in fight clothes. But I mean, put it on under your jacket. Like that's a dope. I love it when dudes wearing suits and they got the belt on underneath their suit jacket. Like that looks cool as shit to me.
So
shit I would do.
Let's do a little mini throwback in time. How did Ric Flair wear his with his suit?
He would carry his. He would let's see, how do I describe it? He would fold the straps back on top of each other to where the belt was flat, and he would carry it under the bottom right here, under his arm. And he'd come out fucking woo. Like
and then
he would never wear it technically under his suit.
And then one more. How did Evolution Triple H wear it?
I don't remember if Triple H wore. I know Batista wore his under his suit.
He wore suits after he won it.
Yeah, he was still rocking suit. Batista had swag. Batista was dressing fucking nice all the way through the end of his. Honestly, Batista could probably be the Street Clothes like Career Achievement Award winner. Like Batista, I remember one time he came out with the white turtleneck on. I was like, a turtleneck in July? That shit looks That shit looks nice though. Only Batista.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit underappreciated as far as wrestling.
I don't know. Batista's one of my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time.
Really,
Oh yeah. I was a big Batista guy back in the day. Especially his heel run against John Cena at the end.
I feel like in 2 points of okay, so I feel like Batista was the baby face, like juxtaposition of John Cena that was like right on the he was like 1A as John Cena, 1B was Batista as far as baby faces go in that era. And then Randy Orton was the heel, like juxtaposition, like John Cena was the top baby face and Randy Orton was the biggest heel on the other side, but didn't wasn't quite as big as John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's how that stacks up in. I may be wrong. I feel like that's
Yeah.
how it stacks up in the history of when you think
That's
about.
about right. Batista and Orton, like during that mid 2000s, they were probably going back and forth as my favorite wrestlers at the time of WWE. Like Sting was in TNA and shit like that. But as far as WWE would go, I was tuning in to see Batista and Orton.
Yeah, that's like right around the time I checked out when they like really like were beating Cena over the head as being the top guy. So it's like a stretch for like '07 to 2013, 20 even like up to 2016, really, where it's like stuff I watch on the WWE and I'm like, man, this I didn't see any of this. This is like interesting. A lot of it's bad, but I'm like, it's interesting.
Batista, I remember one specific line where he was feuding with John Cena and he was talking to the crowd and he was like, y'all pay me to come here. Like, I don't need this. I don't need this business. He's like, every little seat that gets bought up in here, all that money goes to me. And for you fat people that had to buy 2 seats, thank you very much.
Hilarious. I think you could get away with, I think he could still get away with that, even in this day and age.
Well, he came back as a heel against Triple H a couple of years ago.
That was where he was like, give me what I want. He was just screaming, give me what I want. Beat up Flair. Obviously, Flair didn't take a bump. He was just laying on the ground.
I was there that night. That was here in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they were coming out for was it Sting's birthday party?
I don't think
Or I remember Sting was there. I don't remember what the occasion was. It was something, and they had brought Sting out there too, and it was like a big party in the ring, and everybody was waiting on Ric Flair, and they looked up, and Batista was dragging his ass out of the locker room.
I didn't realize that was Atlanta.
Yep, we were standing there. Oh, I don't want to lie and say that was the same night that Roman announced he was in remission of leukemia, but it might have been. I was there for that one too, but I could just be overlapping.
Fans were excited for like a week of that, and then they started booing Roman again. Fickle.
No, that might have been the same one. Wasn't that WrestleMania in New York?
Yeah, that was WrestleMania in New York.
Yeah, because Roman wrestled fucking
Corbett.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that was the same. I think that was the same one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the same night.
Mm-hmm.
The only time,
man.
The only time Roman's not been a main event at WrestleMania in the past fucking 9 years was that one time he wrestled Drew McIntyre in the women main event.
They know why they got away with it because he turned heel. If he was like a babyface, fans would have shat on that.
I was just sitting here thinking about like Street Clothes Hall of Fame. I know Batista would be in there. I feel like Lashley dresses really well too.
Yeah.
This was even before like the Street Profit stuff. I always thought Lashley dressed well. Obviously The Rock.
Like a Trish Stratus.
I was thinking more of a Charmel always looked like $1 million even before the King Booker thing. Trish was good too, but I mean, it's hard to not look good when you're Trish Stratus. Like you can wear any fucking thing.
Yeah, but she like had the hats and
yeah. Was that a lot though? Like she put a hat on. It was like, oh shit, it's Trish Stratus. She's wearing a mini skirt. Oh yeah, and a cowboy hat.
True.
It ain't hard for Trish to pull off any damn thing. Who came out there dressed like fucking Devon Dudley. You'd have been like, I mean, Dudleyville don't seem that bad.
Fair enough. Yeah, we could probably do a whole another show just on street clothes wrestler, like all-time Hall of Fame. That'd be fun.
Yeah. It's two things I like. I like seeing wrestlers in person to see like how big or small they actually are and what they really look like eye to eye with you. And I love seeing them dressed in regular fucking clothes, not their wrestling gear. Like for some reason the guys look smaller in regular clothes and the women kind of look smaller too though. Like Natty. Natty looks like a I want to say this the right way. I don't want people to get offended and say I'm saying anything bad. Natty looks like a little tank when she's in her wrestling gear.
Whoa, you can't say that on here, man. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
But she's like a little unit, right? Like she's fucking stocky as hell. But then when she's in her regular clothes, like Natty's tiny.
Yeah.
And then it just goes to show you that the other women wrestlers are even smaller than that. Like it's just a crazy it's a crazy difference in how they look in regular clothes and street clothes, which is why we do this topic. Let's go to power rankings, EJ, because we still got to get to. We got a couple topics we got to hit that. Did a good morning, a little bit of time.
We got to preview Dynasty.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get it. Power rankings. I think you went last week first, so I guess I'll kick it off. Number 5. I gotta go with your new number 1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship. Our girl Trinity Fatu, aka Naomi. She beat your girl Tippy Time on SmackDown, which I was happy about.
Well, what an up and down night they had in their household. Naomi becomes number 1 contender. Jimmy gets the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, and we'll probably go deeper on that a little bit later in the show. But shout out to Naomi, number 1 contender.
My honorable mention, Miss Lola Vice got the win over Soul Ruka this week on NXT.
Yeah, she did.
A little bit of distraction by Blair Davenport, but it is what it is. And we just brought up a second ago, Natty challenges to a fucking NXT Underground fight.
Yeah, I guess I kind of like they shifted Raw Underground to NXT. They seem to do that from time to time, like how they had War Games in NXT. They do like some of the older pay-per-views on NXT, like Vengeance. They shifted that over to NXT, so I'm not mad at it.
My number 4, the number 1 contender to the World Heavyweight title, got a big win, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring over Finn Balor, the first Universal Champion. Main event, Jey Uso.
Now hold up, man. We did a show since he did that.
No, he just beat Finn Balor this week.
Okay. I thought you said he got the number 1 contendership over Finn Balor.
I'm just saying he is the number 1 contender to the World
Gotcha.
title.
My bad. I misheard you. Man, I kind of hope they put like. Remember how we said you don't always have to have a long title reign? I would be happy if they pull a trigger at Backlash for some reason and let him get it, but I doubt it because Damian Priest is a Triple H guy. So, but shout out to Jay.
You know how we talking about how Cody's getting annoying?
Yeah,
his yeet shit's starting to get annoying too. Like I feel like he's leaning on it way too much. Like it was cool at first, kind of like the Uzi thing. It's like that's all they do now. Yeet. Like oh my god. Now Cody's doing it too.
That was corny. That was just straight up corny. Till we eat again. Get out of here, man. But I'm not over the eat thing because at least he has something. Because when he was doing it at first, it was what chance instead of yeet when he used to talk like he talks. But at least he has his own thing now. It's better than no reaction at all. But I get how you could be annoyed at it because he's leaning, like you said, he's leaning on it.
Yeah, it's just like it's a crutch. It's kind of like Bianca and her hair. I feel like that's a crutch that she doesn't need to have. Like she's good enough without all of it, especially now that fucking Vince is out of there. Like, do away with that shit. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they find something that works and then they just run that shit into the ground. And I feel like Yeet has run its course.
It's too late now. Too much merch being sold, so you stuck with it until I guess he turns heel. It is what it is. That was your number 4, though?
Yep.
My my number 4 is the Aerial Assassin. Hell of a match yesterday on Dynamite against like the underground favorite, somebody who'd never be world champion, Claudio Castagnoli, but I digress. Will Ospreay, good momentum going into this weekend's pay-per-view. I was highly entertained by that. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is your new number 1 contender for, oh, not a fact, he's not, because they still got a match. My bad, I misspoke, because it's a match going into this weekend is going to decide the number 1 contender on SmackDown. But it was an entertaining match, the triple threat match. I got AJ Styles at number 3 for that match he had on SmackDown, just how good it was. But he's going against LA Knight on Friday, and that's going to determine the number 1 contender.
My number 3 was your number 4, the Aerial Assassin Will Ospreay. This dude ain't had a bad match yet on NXT AEW. And I feel like this match this weekend, I don't know if Brian can keep up with him or not, man. I'm a big Brian fan.
Come on, man. You know he will.
We'll see. I'm excited about it. I hope he can. I hope he, and this is not a slight to Brian at all. It's just he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning, right? Like he's not Daniel Bryan of 10 years ago, but I think he can make it work with the psychology and everything else that's in, when you're a veteran, you lose a step, but you gain it upstairs. I think Brian it'll be a great match, but I don't think it'll be fucking him and Kyle Fletcher or Takeshita great.
Oh, yeah, I get you. I was just gonna go against what you just said, but now that I think about it, like you said, Bryan Danielson has been doing more of the psychology in the ring and a slower pace. But he's probably gonna pick up towards the end. But yeah, like you said, it's not gonna be balls to the wall like a Fletcher or Takeshita. So I agree with you in that sense. But I think I'm gonna be in the building, so I think it's gonna be a good match.
Number 2?
Yeah.
My number 2. Are you going? You going?
No, I think it's your number 2.
Yeah. I was meant you're going to Dynasty. I didn't realize you got your ticket.
I have it. My last day I get on the day of, but I'll be there.
My number 2. The man's having a good week. Number 1 contender for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. Won a cage match against his boy Carmelo Anthony. He whooped that Trick Williams.
I didn't know Carmelo Anthony was in NXT now.
Carmelo Hayes.
Braid swinging.
Willie.
Yeah. I finally finished NXT on my lunch break. And shout out to Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick. And we probably won't even get to this later on the show. I got a feeling Trick is going to win the belt.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got a draft coming up. All right. That was your number 2?
Yep.
My number 2 is still your Ring of Honor Women's Champion, defending her belt against one of me and Rucker's favorites, Red Velvet, on Battle of the Belts.
Straight out of your mom's kitchen.
The Fallen Goddess, Athena, number 2. In a hell of a match. They got to do something with Athena as far as like transitioning to the main roster full time. I don't know how, because she's your forever champion. But I don't know who's subscribed to Honor Club, but a lot of people love this storyline with her and Billy
Starks.
I'll like once in a while peek my head in there. I'm not an Honor Club member, but me and Rucker have our ways of watching stuff.
Pull the blinds down and look inside. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Athena. And my number 1, I think, was your number 2, number 3. Trick Williams, the number 1 contender for the NXT Championship. That match against Carmelo Hayes, like Rucker just said. I think he should win it, like I just said a little bit earlier. I think Carmelo's probably going to get drafted, and probably Ilya as well.
Oh yeah, they're out of there.
Yeah. And then
they're about to have a retool in NXT because they're about to lose Breaker, Mello, and Dragunov, and probably a couple of the women.
And I was thinking, you think Tony D might get drafted too? I feel like it's not much more for him to do there in NXT.
Yeah, but I don't feel like he'll work on the main roster.
He'll work on main event.
Yeah, but he's just too cartoonish.
Nah, I think that's perfect for a main roster where it's you don't have to work as much and it's more storytelling. Sometimes I think fans will eat that up. I might be wrong. It depends on how they book them.
I mean, look at how they did your boy to the moon.
Uh,
He's way more over than Tony D.
I don't know. Not the same. Not the same. Who knows? But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting seeing who gets drafted in the draft, and I know we'll dive deep into that when is that next week?
Starts is it this Friday? No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not this Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a mock draft or something. That'd be fun.
My number one is now your New Japan
Oh
IWGP
wow.
Heavyweight Champion, Brother Moxley.
Hey, you're more of a wrestling historian than I am. Is there anybody ever won New Japan, AEW, and WWE championship?
Well, seeing as there's only a couple people that have won WWE and AEW world title, being Jericho and Moxley, um, I'm gonna say no. I don't think Jericho's never been IWGP world champion.
Yeah, wasn't he like Intercontinental US or something like that?
He won one of the lower ones. Yeah, I don't. He's never won the world title. So yeah, Moxley's probably the first guy in history to win WWE, AEW, and New Japan's world title.
Hey, it's nothing to sneeze at. Shout out to John Moxley.
Yeah, I think Omega might be the only guy to do AEW, New Japan, and TNA, Impact.
Oh yeah, he did. Hmm. No, so okay, Sting didn't win New Japan. You might be right. Because
Sting did when Sting may have been a New Japan Tag Team Champion, but I'd have to look into that. He wrestled a lot in Japan that I didn't fucking know about when I was a kid. I know he won a trophy over there, but I don't know if he became tag champion. But him and Luger went over there and competed in a couple
yeah,
tournaments.
and Sting didn't win WWE. What about Styles?
AJ has won TNA, New Japan, and WWE. So maybe he was the first to do it, not oh no, that's different. He won TNA, New Japan, and WWE. So he might be the first guy to do that.
Yeah, but
Huh, I'd have to think about all this. I'm just saying they might be the first one, but I'm pretty sure Moxley's the first guy to do that because there's
oh
only
yeah,
like 8 AEW
yeah.
champions.
So
But I
he's
want to
definitely
think AJ might be the first guy to win WWE. Um, because
TNA and he's NWA and AJ won NWA, right?
yeah, he won when TNA was NWA, he won that one. Uh shit, we keep doing this. Fucking Cody's the first Ring of Honor, NWA, and WWE Universal Champion ever.
Little games like that are fun.
Wait, Finn Balor won the Universal title.
I don't think he won New Japan though, right?
Was Finn? I think he might have been New Japan World Champion.
He was
I don't
junior
think he
though. I thought he
won.
was junior.
I don't think he won anywhere else though. Brock was IWGP World Champion,
Yeah. But he was never in anybody besides WWE though.
so he's the first New Japan World Champion, Universal Champion, and WWE Champion.
Now that's a stretch. That's a stretch, including is then getting Terry win the New Japan and he was WCW WWE.
I don't know if he won or not. This is a you got my curiosity peak. Now I'm gonna be up all night looking this shit up.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be fun doing the mixture of like WCW, WWE, New Japan, TNA, WWE, New Japan, and AEW, WWE, New Japan. Those trio combos or whatever.
It's just AEW's got so many fucking belts.
They do, yeah. I mean, if you do the number wise, they got just as many as WWE.
Mm.
Yeah,
I feel like they got like 27.
both of them.
Speaking of belts,
Mhm.
WWE revealed one half of their new tag team titles this week. How'd you like them?
It's just they don't look bad. They look like visually they look good, but I just think it's lazy. This a retread of the world titles.
You know, I don't mind and I think this is a TKO thing.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think they're trying to keep it like UFC and boxing, where the titles basically have the same fucking branding on them. Like, you don't need your title to look different. I understand it, but honestly, like, we could just go back to the fucking Winged Eagle and the original IC title and those tag belts, and I'd be cool with them. Like, but they're definitely a step up to those sorry ass fucking belts that they had. Like those things are garbage.
The penny belts.
Yeah, they were garbage when it was just one set of them, and they were black and like bronze, and then they made them silver. And they always say, and they want the gold in the tag team division. It's like there is no fucking gold in the tag team division. Well, now there is because they got new belts. So I'm guessing I'm excited to see what the tag belts look like on SmackDown tomorrow night, though. If they keep up with the same
I was I was
energy,
I was about to ask you that. What do you think the SmackDown one's gonna look? It's probably gonna look like EO and Cody's
yeah,
belt, I guess, right?
yeah. Was Cody last night? Was that like his unofficial goodbye to Monday Night Raw?
Yeah,
Like it was.
he was like, I'll see. It's not the last. He said something. It's not the last you're gonna see me or something like that. Don't worry, you'll still see me or something like that. I don't know. So, I, of course, they're gonna have a draft. You think Cody's gonna get drafted to SmackDown? I think for some reason I think they're gonna draft him to Raw.
I don't know. I'm intrigued though because there's so much stuff going on now with the new Bloodline shit that's happening, and eventually Cody's gonna have to get in the story. Like this is reminding me a lot of Daniel Bryan when he won a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Only Cody's not feuding with Kane. He's just not feuding. He just comes out and talks every week. Like, what's the follow up? Like, you won the fucking title. Now you've become what everybody claimed Roman was. Like, you're not defending the title. You're not wrestling. You're just coming out talking all the time. And I hate that I have to nitpick Cody so much because I like Cody, but he was talking a whole lot of shit when The Rock wasn't there the other day. But when The Rock was there, he just fucking sat there, shook his hand, and put the little trinket in his pocket.
Talking a whole lot of cat shit when Rock's not around.
Called him a bitch.
When but when when the Rock there, he don't be saying nothing. But when he goes away, he be talking again.
When he leave, I'll be quiet.
uh, yeah, I don't know, man. If the people like it, I guess I like it. But no, I'm not even gonna say that. If they're gonna have to really do a good job of keeping the fans from turning on Cody, because like we said last week, now that the story finished, now what's next? They're still in the honeymoon phase, but I can see us getting old very quickly.
I think the wheels are already in motion.
I think so too, but I don't want to be that guy that jump off the window like that. I'll be a wait and see for a little bit because the
Yeah,
fans are still into it.
we'll see. WWE had their first non-sold out show in like 18 events though.
That's
And
what
it's just,
I thought they said it was sold out.
from what I understand, it wasn't a sellout at Raw. They said they had like 1,000 tickets left.
I mean, it happens.
That's not a sellout though, EJ.
You
And that's
could,
only the second show since Cody's been the champion. All of a sudden, they're not selling out anymore. Like,
it's always gonna sell out WrestleMania
co-
season.
coincidence? I think not.
Don't be that guy because throughout Roman's 4 year tenure, he wasn't selling out every damn building.
Whenever he was there, it was a sellout.
I have to fact check that.
If Roman was advertised, it was a sellout.
Okay. If that's what you say, then I guess I believe you. But
I could be full of shit, but I'm just saying the way I remember it.
yeah, revisionist history. I mean, it happens. It's still what? How many? You said 1,000 seats left. It could be AEW and only have 3 to 4,000 in there.
Yeah,
So
but
it is
Cody's
what
not
it is.
AEW champion, EJ. He's WWE Universal champion. That's apples to oranges. You
Hey
know, even
man.
Cody couldn't get AEW to. Well, I take that back. They sold out when they came to Atlanta, and he was in the main event.
All right, but towards the end of his tenure, getting booed out of the building.
Yeah, but COVID happened. COVID fucked up a lot of stuff for them.
I don't give him any excuses.
He got the same excuse Drew McIntyre has.
Fuck Drew McIntyre's excuse. I don't give a fuck about him being in COVID. All right, we getting off topic. Back to Cody not selling
Uh,
out. Yeah, I mean it happens, but I'm not even trying to defend Cody because I
you
think
Cody Crybaby, EJ? Is that what I'm hearing?
you trying to
Provoke you.
yeah, you trying to provoke me. Um, nah, I just don't see this lasting long term, working long term. They're gonna turn on him, and if they were smart, like you always said, the story is in the chase. Don't have them have these long title reigns. SummerSlam, I say, should be. I mean, in a perfect world, like you said, maybe The Rock would take it off of him, but I don't necessarily think The Rock needs the belt. So I don't know what you do. I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
No pun intended. Does he need the belt? No. But would the company make way more money, which is what they're in the business for? And would TV be a lot more interesting if The Rock did have the belt? Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I've been hearing whispers and rumblings about because the story was probably to have Rock and Roman, Rock face and Roman heel. I've been hearing like maybe flip it and have Rock be the tyrant of the bloodline and Roman be the face, but he can't go back to being suffering succotash, goatee, shield Roman. How would you flip it to put this twist on Roman being a face? Because can you still say acknowledge me and still be a face? That's a pretty heatless thing to say to the crowd.
I mean, I feel like you can. Like,
That's a
still
heel
acknowledge him.
that's a heel shit. That's
Eh, I don't think
self-indulgent
so.
like Paul Levesque.
Yeah, which all baby faces were self-indulgent.
The Rock, but not really Stone Cold. Like Stone Cold didn't give a shit if you cheered or
Hey,
booed.
was he I'm the toughest SOB? Like, that's braggadocious.
That's not telling the crowd acknowledge you.
Give me a hell yeah. But what if we don't want to?
All
You know,
right.
my kids are here. You can't be telling us to cuss. How
That's
dare you?
all right. That's a big of a stretch than Mr. Fantastic right there. Yeah. I mean,
Give me a hell yeah. It's way more heelish than acknowledge me.
I don't know. But I mean, I want to see if he can pull it off. And I always said the mark of being one of the all-time greats is if you could pull off being the best heel, the biggest heel, and the biggest face. And like you said, you mentioned Roman being a face for a little bit of time when he went through the people in the Royal Rumble. But at the top of the card, nobody's ever accepted him as a big face. So I think he got to pull it off to be mentioned with the greats.
I think he's already mentioned with the greats. This run's been ridiculous. But you asked how I would do it. If The Rock's going to be around, I'd have The Rock be the one calling the shots with Solo and Tamatanga. And I'd even have Paul Heyman join them and leave Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have them beating the fuck out of Roman, where Roman's got to like go crawling back to Jay, maybe even Sammy
Jimmy?
for help. Well, Jimmy's gonna be there. You know, he ain't got nowhere else to go. You know? I already factored him in, but they're still gonna need more help. And I don't know. I think that you know how they do this shit. That Jay's gonna be like, "Nah, I ain't got shit for you. Like, fuck you." And after about a month and a half, he's gonna come out one time, super kick somebody, help Roman up. The crowd's gonna go crazy. Roman's gonna be a made guy then. But the best way to get Roman to be a face, and this is a selfish thing about one of my favorite wrestlers now, is not to have Roman be the world champ, but to have Roman help Jay become world champ.
WWE or World Heavyweight?
Doesn't matter whichever show they're on. Showing a little bit of unselfishness, unlike when he was the evil tyrant tribal chief. he's got to show that he's changed a little bit.
Yeah, I dig that. I told you, man. I think Jay should skip IC or US and just become world heavyweight.
Backlash, baby.
Let's hope so. But yeah, I just want Roman to be a baby face, like in his current in like the incarnation that he's in right now. Um, I don't want to see him go back to whatever he was doing, Shield stuff, but which
Oh,
I think they won't go back because
yeah,
they
that
didn't go back to
can't.
Bailey and the wavy inflatable. They just tweak what she has. So,
They can't. They can't go back to that. There's no way he can put that fucking laser tag jacket on again.
but yeah, man. What do you think though about Tama Tonga coming out on SmackDown?
I like it. Tommy looks in fucking great shit. I don't. What are they doing over there?
They
Everybody's just fucking ripped now.
Roman, Rock, AJ, now Tama.
I ain't gonna lie. Tommy was always in like really good shape, but it's been a couple years since I watched New Japan. I think the last time I saw them, they had won the title here in Atlanta, and I hadn't really been watching New Japan since. Then. So maybe this isn't new, but I don't remember him being that fucking ripped.
That regimen.
Solo better get on it.
Yeah. Solo, he's not on that level, but it's still
So
time.
shit. You know who my daddy is.
Man, that's
The twins
hilarious.
got the good genes.
Where's the other member of Gorillas of Destiny?
He's still in New Japan.
Oh, he's still there? Hikuleo?
Yeah. Yep.
Huh. I thought his contract was running out.
Oh, I could be wrong. Maybe he's coming too.
I'm probably just making shit up.
Yeah. I heard rumors that I'm not even gonna say what the rumor I heard is. I try to stay away from all that shit just to see who shows up now. With this bloodline stuff, like WWE might just be hiring all the Samoans and
No,
the
I,
Tongans.
I'll go ahead and say the rumor I heard. I don't know if it's the same one. Everybody's saying Jacob for 2.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see about that. Yeah, and I'm all with it. They did like a Bloodline Civil War, have like almost like the original, like you said, on one side, and this new breed on the other side, head by the Rock. Wouldn't that be a perfect War Games?
Yeah. Survivor Series. Where's Survivor Series this year?
No clue. Have they announced it yet?
Probably in like Pittsburgh or some stupid shit like that.
Hey, that's still one thing both of us got to check off. Big Four. I don't think either one of us been to Survivor Series.
Yeah, and I was gonna go one year when it was here in Atlanta, but they had like a terrorist threat or something like that. My wife at the time was like, "I don't think it's safe to go," and that was when Roman won the title for the first time against Ambrose, and Sheamus cashed in on it.
Man, missed out.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm looking at the draft is April 26th, so yeah, that's next week. Backlash is May 4th in France. King of the Ring is May 25th.
In Saudi.
Yeah, and then Clash of the Castle is June 15th. Money in the Bank is July. SummerSlam's in Cleveland. Survivor Series to be determined. Assume November 2024. Survivor Series is the only one that doesn't have a date yet. Everything else this year that's been announced has a date.
Hey, if it's in like the Southeast, man, we might have to do it.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
But
They can bring that shit back to Atlanta.
hey, that'd be dope. That was like 2015 when they.
Oh, as long as if it's Thanksgiving weekend, I'm not gonna be able to go because I'll be at WrestleCade. And I think it was Thanksgiving weekend last year.
It's Thanksgiving weekend every year. Survivor Series.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I know it used to be. I didn't know it was a every year thing.
It still is. I guess that's a no-go for you, but I mean, I still
Unless they
check.
put it in like Charlotte or something like that.
True.
They make it in Charlotte or what else is around Winston-Salem? Charlotte.
Raleigh.
Ain't gonna be Survivor Series in Raleigh. Ain't nobody gonna be there except for fucking Darius Rucker and
Why the hell would he be there?
because that song Wagon Wheel. He says he's going through Raleigh, North Carolina.
I'm gonna say motherfucker from Charleston, from where I'm from. That's not even his original song. He's just reciting the lyrics.
I know. I couldn't think of who sang the original song. I was gonna say Darius Rucker and the original people, and I couldn't. You ain't got to
I
call
don't
me
know.
out.
I don't.
Goddamn, I did. I did the best I could with it, EJ.
I don't know who sings the damn song either. So.
I killed that shit at karaoke though.
Oh yeah, that's your go-to.
It depends on what kind of bar I'm in. You know, if I'm in a
What,
bar with a bunch of hillbillies,
what if
I
you're in
sing
the
wagon wheel, turn that motherfucker out. They be square dancing and shit while I'm singing.
What if you're in the bar with us, with our people?
It depends on how I'm feeling. Um, I might sing Tennessee Whiskey. You know, black people love that song, even though it's country. Because with karaoke, you also got to read the room and realize if you pick a really popular song, everybody else probably already sang it like 3 times. So you get in a room with black people, like they love Tennessee Whiskey, but nobody ever sings it, so I don't have to worry about that. Or I sing Luther Vandross.
Which
Never
one?
too much.
Never too
Never too
much.
much is good. Yeah.
That gets people on their feet.
Oh yeah, especially with old black women.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Got some like disco vibes almost. Shout out to
Yeah,
Luther.
it's a good song saying too. You ain't got to have a lot of range in that one. You know, you could be drunk and it's just Luther's basically rapping in that song. You know.
All my love. Rest in peace to Luther Vandross.
I guess tomorrow's gonna be a Luther Vandross Friday at work now because as soon as you said that, I started going along with it. Like, yeah, I might listen to Luther tomorrow. That's a good one to have on repeat on the way to work.
Big Luther or skinny Luther?
I was a big Luther guy.
That's
I
when he
really like
had
that band.
that's when he had all the soul came from the gut back
Yeah,
then. He had some weight on him.
I wasn't really a dance with my father Luther guy. I like the big Luther shit.
Yeah, that's what it was cool. But yeah, like you said, you gotta go back in time. 80s, early 90s, Luther.
Before we, veered way off the fucking path, we were talking about the new tag titles. There was also another title situation that took place this week on Monday Night Raw. Rhea Bloody Ripley had to vacate the Women's World Championship, and a new champion will be crowned this coming Monday on Monday Night Raw. Lot to talk about in this. One, I'm just a Rhea hater.
I know you are.
I think I just need to accept it and admit to it and, just let y'all know I'm a Rhea hater because she looked like such a spoiled little baby talking about giving that belt up. She sat there and pouted before she started talking. People chanting, "Thank you, Rhea." And she's like, she got an attitude. And she's a hypocrite. She's sitting there calling Liv Morgan a coward. What about what you did to Liv Morgan? What about what you did to fucking what's my girl that flexes her back all the time?
Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel, yeah, you put her out too. You hurt motherfuckers left and right. And now when you get hurt, all of a sudden somebody's like, get out of here. Liv Morgan revenge tour, baby. We lit.
I could partially at Liv Morgan. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is with Rhea. I'm not a big Rhea hater like you, but I do agree with you that she didn't wrestle a lot in this reign. So I'm not, I'm not losing sleep over it as the fact that she lost the belt. So it is what it is. Injuries happen. Let's move on and crown a new champion.
Have they announced the competitors for the title?
Yeah, I'm not. Who
They're
you
just gonna
got?
crown a new champion.
Oh yeah. It's happening next. It's happening this Monday. We just don't know who's gonna be in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't even know what kind of match it's gonna be.
Probably a 6-pack scramble or something of that nature. Maybe to do a one-night tournament. Survivor Series 98 style, baby.
We don't even know who's competing.
We know. It's probably gonna be Liv. Whoever you got on Monday Night Raw.
Let me see if I can find some news on this real quick. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling on the Monday Night Raw page and it don't even have Rhea on here. Man, those new tag titles look dope, but there's a close-up of R-Truth and Miz with them. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, they don't look bad, but it's just like you said, it's trying TKO, I guess it's just trying to make all of them look similar. I'm curious about the WWE Tag Team Championship. But yeah, I don't think anybody's been announced yet. I'm sure they'll probably do it this weekend. Like, which is interesting. Yeah. This is effort. I do a battle royal. Whoever wins the battle royal wins the championship.
How would they not announce how they're going to do it?
I don't know. They took a page out of AEW's book, do shit on the fly. But I mean, well,
They hadn't decided yet, so they just haven't announced it. They're like, shit, we might have a motherfucker flip a coin.
yeah. Well,
No
I mean,
further details as to how the champion will be crowned were given. That's crazy. That's hey, tune in.
yeah. Who you think is going to win it?
I put it on Nia Jax, but it's probably gonna be Liv Morgan.
Oh man, you took my. I was gonna say put on Nia Jax too.
Yeah, why not?
Hey,
Fucking hate that. The crowd would hate that.
I'm with it. Nia Jax. I don't want to see Liv have it. What's the purpose?
Okay, so I feel like if you're gonna turn Liv Morgan heel, you have to put the belt on her.
Okay, I'm with that. If you're gonna put a heel Liv Morgan character overall, I'm with it. But her current character right now, no.
I mean, she's kind of heelish right now. She basically said Karma got fucking Rhea Ripley and she don't give a shit about her. And she also said Rhea Ripley ain't the only one.
But technically, even though the crowd cheers for Rhea, she's technically a heel. So they're just going against the grain like they've done in the past of trying to, you know, force Liv. But if she goes full heel, I wouldn't be mad at seeing that.
Hmm.
But I said give it to Naya. Just let her be that wrecking ball. Just crushes everybody.
Yeah, but then who beats her? You gonna bring
Nobody.
Charlotte back?
Huh?
I feel like if Nia wins it, that just means Charlotte's gonna come back and take it from her.
No, don't wish that upon us.
I'm just telling you, who else is gonna beat her? Becky's gonna be gone for a while, they say.
When they
Uh,
say that.
that's what the rumor mill. Then again, now that Rhea's hurt, they might have to break open glass and tell Becky she got to cancel her vacation. Supposedly, Becky and Rollins are gone for a little while, and Roman.
Well, we know Roman's gonna be gone. Yeah, Rollins needs the time off. Make sure that knee's fully intact. But
Yes,
go
I
ahead.
mean they do have a draft, so they could easily.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you got Bianca and Jay. I feel like are about to be tag champs.
Yeah. But they could
Uh,
float.
yeah, but one of them can't win the world title, or maybe that's how you break them up.
Yeah.
You know, Jay gets a title match against Nia, and she's about to beat her, and Bianca gets jealous and turn. Oh, you get a heel Bianca? Oh, I ain't mad at that. Everybody thinks Jay's gonna be the one to turn heel. Give me a heel Bianca.
I would be down for that. I don't think they would do that. It's because they have a hard time of making somebody who's like mainstream popular and popular with the fans heel. But I'd be all for that. She was healing NXT. Might
Mhm.
as well.
And they probably look at it like we got Jade now. We don't need Bianca to be a babyface.
I think Jay's a better heel though.
True, but I think it would be a more interesting story if Bianca turned heel. But you know, it's not always about the story that's interesting. It's about money, like you say.
Mhm. That's gonna happen though. Will they pull? You think they'll pull the trigger at 41, or you think they could stretch it to 42?
Shit, it might not be able to stretch it to 41. It might happen
Nah, they will.
fucking backlash.
That'd be
Um,
stupid.
but back to the champion. My money's on either Liv or Nia. I I wouldn't be mad at either. If I had to pick one, I'd have Liv go complete heel and put it on her. And then
Yeah,
you'd have to draft Nia to another show because there ain't nobody in this world that would believe Liv Morgan
could be.
can beat Nia Jax in a match. Um, Nobody in this world believes she could beat Ronda Rousey, and we had to sit through it. But you know, she
I'm
slipped on the banana peel.
I'm excited about this draft. They did it last year, but it seems like the roster we have now has been here forever.
Yeah,
But let's shake it up, see what happens. I would definitely put I'll switch it up. Have the world champion on SmackDown, have Damian and Judgment Day on SmackDown. They don't need like ratings are good, but they're not looking for a new contract with Fox. So let's see what they could do on SmackDown because you're going over to Netflix and SmackDown's gonna be on USA. So
Why the Rock said, fuck it. I'll just start saying fuck all the time on Fox.
hey, the final boss does what the final boss wants to do. But yeah, eh, I'm excited about the draft. Let's see what happens.
One breaking social media news, your girl, that motherfucker back there is not real. Apparently he's on in a alt-right bikini. What does that say? Ultra right. Oh, there's a beer called Ultra Right. It's a right-wing beer. She's got a bikini on and she posted, let's see who I can make mad with this. And then when people got mad at her, she played victim and was like, I should be able to do what I want. It's like, well, bitch, why would you put if you just post a bikini and you want to say you're Republican, like who gives a fuck? But when you're like, I wonder how many of y'all I'm gonna make mad with this, you're just asking for it.
There's a lot of things to unpack with this. First, I didn't know she was still a thing. Where'd you find this out at?
I follow on Instagram.
Second, how could you have an alt-right beer? Like it's a liquid. Like why is it alt-right just the way you brand it?
That's the name of it. It's called Ultra Right.
I know I get it, but I don't get it. Like
Yeah. I actually have an account that I do on Thursdays. I didn't have them today, but when that beer first came out, they had like advertisements and shit for it everywhere. I think I posted in the 80 proof Discord when I first saw it. It was I don't know, man. It's a we don't talk politics and shit like that, but I feel like politics are a weird thing nowadays where people have to throw in your face what their politics are. Like, I'm a little older than you, EJ, but like I remember Bush and Clinton. Was it Bush and Clinton? No, it was Bush and who was the guy after Clinton that Bush ran against?
Al Gore.
Al Gore. Bush and Al Gore. I remember that was my last year of high school, and the things were on TV and shit. And if you were 18, you would go vote, and then you come back to school and wouldn't say shit about it. Like now it's like you have to advertise like it's your favorite football team or something, fly a flag and all that. Like a lot of weird behavior in politics now. Also,
I think the reason of that is because of social media. Social media wasn't prevalent back when we were in grade school and middle school, high school.
yeah.
Well, like MySpace popped up like the tail end of my high school, but now everybody has a voice and they could say their dumb politics online. So,
Yeah, it's when you had to talk in person and say stupid shit. And you might get knocked out. So everybody kept this stupid shit to themselves.
exactly.
You know, I wouldn't go in my whole wrestling crew now and be like, Rhea Ripley sucks at school. I'd probably get jumped.
Exactly.
So to keep that shit to yourself. Also in the news, EJ, Ashanti announces that she's not only engaged to Nelly, but they're expecting their first child.
Hey, shout out to Nelly, man. I don't blame him.
Welcome to Nellyville.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Nelly's like almost 50 and with a newborn. Hey, hats off to him.
And motherfucker, we talked about Tama Tonga and all them. Nelly's in fucking good shape too now.
He's always been ripped up and always with his shirt off. And
I feel like Nelly was skinny. Nelly put on muscle in the past like 10, 15 years.
yeah, exactly. 15 years. It's been a while since he puts that muscle up. Like you said, country grammar, he was skinnier. And like sweatsuit when he was with the Tim McGraw shit is when he started like packing on the pound.
It was still skinny when it's getting hot in here.
I'm saying after that, like when he was with Tim McGraw, after that, the like 0405, when he was It's All in My Head, that song, that's when he
fucking
started.
the women in his videos could fucking squat more than he could back then.
All right, now you just jumped completely out the window. I'm not gonna disrespect you like that, Nelly, but shout out to you and Ashanti.
That little ass nigga back in the day, he couldn't do no weight. Then he got bigger. Now he can squat a Mack truck, it looked like. Well, I don't know. I don't know how big his legs are. I know his fucking upper body's huge, so
Yeah, man. Hey,
probably still have little legs.
yeah, like I said, hoping they bring in a happy bundle of joy in the world.
Let's get to some we got one more thing to talk to before we get there. It's been a long episode, EJ. We take too many side roads when we talk, man.
It is what it is. That's the charm of the show.
We got we didn't get to talk about this last week, but your boy TK released the footage. He said, I'm gonna show y'all what a lying son of a bitch this CM Punk is. And it turns out he told nothing but the absolute motherfucking truth. He said, I walked up to him, I questioned him, he got sassy, I choked him, and they pulled me off of him. And we watched the video, and that's exactly what happened.
Now, last week, I told you, I said, Rucker, why post this footage? It's gonna do no good. It's petty. It's gonna just look like you're desperate for ratings, and it's probably not gonna even pop a rating.
You
and
did
what
say
happened?
that.
And what
They
happened?
popped the rating, though. They popped the rating.
They got like 50,000 more.
No, it was more than that. That was their highest rated show in like a month and a half.
And I still think it didn't break 900. I think it was still in the 800.
Yeah, but they've been in the sixes.
All right. So after I said that last week and revisited this week, I'm not gonna say I told you so.
You can say it. Okay, if we're recanting what we talked about, I said I think the only way this turns out to be a good idea is if it turns out Punk is a fucking liar. And he wasn't. So this made no fucking sense to me. I was scratching my head like, this can't be all of it. Like, they're going to show the second part of it pretty soon. And that was it. And I don't understand the point of it. I know they tried to turn it into an angle, but it was just to turn into an angle. Why not say you caused all that commotion backstage last year with the other guy who ain't here? Why you got to show the video? And you make Jack Perry look like a bitch.
Complete bitch. And then it's no payoff. The guy that you have in it is not in your company. It's just stupid. And I'm hearing conflicting reports because when it happened, I was going to immediately come on here and shit on the Young Bucks. I heard that the Young Bucks said that they didn't want to do it, but then I'm hearing reports that they said that they encouraged Tony to do it. So I don't know what to believe because we know how accurate the Meltzers are in the dirt sheets.
Jack Perry can't, he's going to come back as a heel and ain't nobody going to believe him. He can't even get sassy at home. And Jay be like, fuck you. I call CM Punk. You cook dinner. He's like, you want me to choke you? She's like, yeah, choke me like CM Punk did you. What'd you say? Nothing.
Man, on the news, woman murdered. Took it over the line. What?
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Knock on wood. We're just joking.
In his defense, he does get the choke Anna Jay. So
yeah, I'm surprised that nerd's still able to get him. I heard he's a little prick though, but maybe that's what she likes about him.
It's like a reward.
I digress. Stupid move. And when it happened, of course, deservedly, everybody's been shitting on it. It's like you take one step forward and then two steps back with this, but I cooled off on it because I was pissed too. I'm like, all the good stuff y'all been doing this whole year.
Right.
And why do this? Revolution, everybody was saying that was probably your best pay-per-view top 5 ever. And
we were there.
And you do this stupid shit. But that goes back to show that CM Punk was right. Tony Khan is not a boss. He is emotional and reacts to whenever things happen. And when you're running a $1 million company, you can't react on what they're doing on the other side. You keep it moving like a business. And I want to ask you one thing. So after this bad blowback, you think Tony is on the internet or he just act like it didn't happen? He's just trying to be oblivious because he had to see the blowback from this.
Oh no, he's like Carl Thomas. Like he's emotional as shit. So he saw all this, but somebody probably took his phone from him because he hadn't really been talking a lot about it. And to their credit, they didn't delve back into it this week that I saw. I mean, you know how I watch. Like I fast forward through the bullshit. So maybe they talked about it, but from what I saw, they didn't bring it back up. They didn't re-air the footage. From what I saw, he was trying to scrub it off the internet, which makes no fucking sense because then why put it out there?
Okay, so he did see it. I didn't know that part that he's trying to scrub it.
Oh yeah, people were trying to repost the video that night, and they were getting trademark warnings and told her to take it down.
Get Zest, get Irish Springs, get Old Spice, and scrub all that off the internet because that was not good. And it took away from all the stuff that was pretty good on the show. Okay, so Osprey, Osprey took the shot at Paul Levesque, Triple H. I didn't mind that because
Bro,
Triple H was talking that shit, talking about he didn't want to grind, so I get to respond back. But the reason it looked bad because it was coming right after that mess y'all put on, so it looked like y'all was still trying to do petty stuff. But in the
I don't think it
vacuum,
looked bad.
okay, I don't think it looked that bad either, but it
Yeah.
did come back to back off of y'all doing the video shit. So it just looked like you're trying to pile on.
Yeah, like you said, Triple H has always talked shit about AEW. Like he just can't fucking help himself. He's a cocksucker, this guy. So he has no choice but to say little petty slick shit. But then when you get responded to, like, why would Osprey waste valuable TV time? When the fuck else is he supposed to say something? He ain't on Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee ain't about to interview an AEW wrestler and say, what do you think about that shit Triple H is talking about, your punk ass? And then let him respond there. So he's got no choice. He can either do it on Twitter, where he's only got like a couple 100,000 fans. Well, I guess only a couple 100,000 people watch AEW, so I don't know.
You're not gonna be those guys. Shout
I
out to
guess
AEW.
I'm just saying. I guess he could have did it on Twitter. Probably would have got more traction. But I didn't have a problem with it. Like I thought it was funny. And for people that are like, that's crossing the line, that's too far. It's also true. Like Triple H wouldn't be where he was right now if he didn't hook up with Stephanie. He cheated on China with Stephanie to get to the top, and he got there. Like we all know this.
Hey, no lies detected.
Like my boy CM Punk would say, "Tell me when I'm telling lies." I can't even say that shit with straight face. I can't stand that motherfucker.
Or Bobby Fish. Where's the lie?
Even seeing him help Jey Uso win pissed me off.
I thought that was gold. But yeah, man. Definitely a misstep. It's been a week later, so I'm over it at this point. But if you keep doing that, you don't want to be. Everybody keeps doing the lazy comparison, WCW 2000, but that it doesn't rub fans the right way doing petty shit like that. So don't go back and doing things like that. Keep it moving. Y'all are doing good this year. And it took a little bit away from Dynasty, but we got Dynasty this weekend. So quit with the goofy shit, man. Just let the product speak for itself. Don't worry about what they're doing on the other side of the road.
I agree. And as far as WWE goes, elephant never swats at flies. Like y'all can shut the fuck up too. The shit's annoying. Like we're just trying to enjoy wrestling.
Yeah.
Put up a good product on TV like you've been doing. Like Triple H ain't got to try to say all that slick shit. Like, why are you punching down at Tony Khan?
He can't help himself because, he quote unquote lost the Wednesday Night Wars. Now he's in control.
If he remembers history, WCW started doing that shit to WWE when WWE was getting their asses kicked. Not saying that, I mean, WWE is so far and away ahead of AEW and every other wrestling company on this fucking planet. Like, they would have to.
Do we know if in New Japan? How big is New Japan in Japan?
New Japan ain't no fucking WWE. Put it like this: WWE can go to Japan and sell like a motherfucker. New Japan comes here and they're at the fucking Coca-Cola Roxy here in Atlanta, where it's like 600 people.
Fair enough.
I know that because that's where I watched Gorillas of Destiny's winning tag team titles.
I get what you're saying though, but yeah, everybody is focused on themselves and let fans enjoy what they want, and let's keep it moving.
Speaking of keep it moving, EJ, let's go ahead and get moving into AEW Dynasty this week. A fucking Sunday pay-per-view. These assholes.
All right. Like we're not gonna act like WWE wasn't doing that the first 40 years of the company.
Yeah, and we didn't like it, and they moved it.
Did we not like it? I feel like I used to be excited back in the day for the.
I mean, when you were a kid, yeah. What were you doing on Monday? I gotta go to work on Monday. AEW's gonna be on till like 1:00.
I had to go to school on Monday though.
School and work are two different things, though. You go to school, you spend the first half of the day like ignoring the teachers talking about what you watched on WWE in your house the night before.
Hey, speak for yourself. I was studious. Bright eye and bushy tail.
Dude, did you see Sting jump at the ceiling last night? I know we've seen it 75 times, but it was cooler last night than it ever was.
Yeah, you're right. I used to scribble on my shit drawings of WWE logos and shit, but
I still remember The Rock starting out at number 2 in the Royal Rumble and going all the way to the end with Stone Cold. And that was the year. That was the night that I was just like, I'm done with Stone Cold. Like, I'm a Rock guy now. Was the Royal Rumble. And I remember trying to tell everybody that would listen the next day in the homeroom and every team sports. We were talking about, they were like, yeah, but Austin won. I'm like, but The Rock was number 2. I was like, go back and watch it. The Rock was killing it. And that was when I became a Rock fan.
man, that's like 98.
Yeah. I mean, I was already a fan of him and Stone Cold. When they were feuding over the IC title, I kind of went with Stone Cold a little bit more because I'd been a fan of his a little longer, like a year. The Rock had just gotten big, but yeah, that was when I decided I was a Rock guy over Stone Cold.
Yeah, that was before The Rock was the leader of the nation, so you were on the boat early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Dynasty this weekend, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna be in the building. From what I looked, it's like not very many tickets left. So, like I always said, they do a good job with the pay-per-views, but it's just the week to week that they got to get back on track for. But like we said earlier, they've been going into the smaller arenas, so that's a step in the right direction.
Is this a smaller arena?
No, this is about a 10,000 seater. So it's not like tiny.
I'm
And
trying to pull up WrestleTix right now.
and I got the matches in front of me. You want to
Yeah,
get
I have the
started while you're
matches
doing that?
also.
Okay. I'll let you get it then.
AEW Collision and Rampage are going to be at the Peoria Civic Center in Illinois. It is set up for 2,600 people. They sold 2,300 tickets, so almost a quote unquote sellout. AEW Dynasty, here we go. The Chevettes Arena,
Yep.
St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Current setup 6,584 people. Current tickets distributed 6,058. So about 526 tickets left.
Not bad.
Half the size of what Revolution was in, but that's to be expected because Sting's not headlining. A really good card though. I know we've taken a couple. Well, I have taken a couple shots at AEW the last couple minutes, but one thing these motherfuckers will do, they're gonna show their ass on pay-per-view. And this card is gonna be really good. It starts out with winner take all match for the World Trios Championships and the ROH 6-man championship. So one team is gonna have 6 titles. That's how many belts they got.
Yeah. Once this match happens, just melt those Ring of Honor and condense it with the AEW Trios title. Ring of Honor doesn't need it. 6-man.
Or hear me out. Keep Ring of Honor the fuck off of AEW and keep their titles separate.
Well, that's what I want to happen, but obviously Tony Khan doesn't for some reason. So I wish
You got
that
the
would happen.
Acclaimed versus Bullet Club Gold.
Dang.
I feel like the Acclaim have to win.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
They've been getting their ass kicked.
So that's your pick?
Yeah, they've been getting their ass kicked the whole feud. Now they're gonna lose the belts too. Like, why?
Yeah, I think it's time. The tag team division needs more depth. Daddy Ass is probably gonna do more behind the scenes things. So, I'm picking Guns Up.
I look at it
the
the
Bang
other
Bang
way.
Gang.
I look at it like the Guns need to go into the tag division because I like the Guns, man. I really do. I think they are really underrated and really fucking good. And if they actually can get in the tag division and focus on that, like, I think you give them a year, they can be pretty fucking big.
Okay, so we're in
They
the
go back
opposite
to their
side.
little. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're on the opposite sides of the spectrum, but I was gonna say where the hell is Juice Robinson at?
He's hurt.
Well, shit, I'd be hurt all the time too. If I knew who was coming to console me every night.
Hits up. Um, yeah, I got the Acclaim. EJ's got the Ass Boys and
Jay
Jay
White.
White. A FTW rules match for the FTW championship. Can we just put Chris Jericho out the pasture already?
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth. Like, get this guy off my screen. Give me Hook.
You know, I was thinking about this. What do we say about Seth Rollins? You always say this. You say without
The music.
blank. You just filled it in already. You already knew where I was going. Without the music, how over would Seth Rollins be? Have you noticed how lame Chris Jericho comes off without Judas?
Yeah, now he's got the Lionheart theme. It's not hitting right, isn't it? So,
He don't feel like such a superstar, does he? Without the crowd singing along to his song.
very true.
I'm not a Hook guy. I tried.
Mm,
I gave it a good try to get Hook in there, but he's just like,
I wouldn't say I'm not a Hook guy, but I'm not a Hook fan. He's just not believable. He looks like he weighs a buck 40,
mhm.
and he's tossing around Shane Taylor. Come on, get the fuck out of here, man.
Exactly. Choking out Shane Taylor.
Get out of here with that. But yeah, I got Hook.
I mean, yeah, I'll take Hook in this match too, but I wouldn't be mad if somebody else had the FTW title, but just not Jericho.
Get that belt off my, like you said, that's like where it puts you over the top of having too many belts. It's not even sanctioned. Get that belt out of here.
You didn't say that shit when The Rock brought out that fucking People's Championship belt.
Get that shit out of here either. I mean, too.
That's a fucking good looking belt. Have you seen it up close?
Yeah, it is. It does look good, but it's not.
It looks better than any belt WWE's got out there.
Is that the original belt where like he's supposed to have in his original run?
Oh no. That's I got that one. That's just the Brown Bull belt. That belt right there was actually made by Ali's family to give to him.
Oh, really? Dang.
It's weird that they did it at the Hall of Fame speech for Ali though, like it made it all about The Rock.
Well, Ali's not here to complain about it. So.
I don't know how much complaining he could have did if he was here either.
Oh,
What?
low blow, man. Low blow.
How was that a low blow?
We know he had his Parkinson's. We know he was in the best condition, but
Right. Like that's what I'm saying. If he was here, he wouldn't complain much. He'd just be like, whatever.
it was a 70s Muhammad Ali. He had a lot to say.
Right. You are not the people's champion.
I'm the greatest.
I'm the greatest. So many people wanted to be Ali.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the mold of wrestling promo.
Yeah, the mold of the shit talker. That's why he fit in so well in wrestling back then.
Exactly.
Singles match. Bryan Danielson takes on Will Ospreay. Hot take, EJ.
Yep.
This is gonna steal the show.
Yeah. Very hot take. Who would have thought?
Scorching.
If I were them, if I were them, this should be the curtain jerker. If they're smart, start the show off with this because we know the main event. Because don't have this in between somebody that's just gonna be like a Barton Church. Have this started off. Let that be the tone setter. You know, have the show go like that.
I got Ospreay. Ospreay can't lose yet.
Yeah.
I feel like he'll be undefeated until Wembley. I think he's gonna lose in Wembley though.
Oh, I think that's a foreshadow. I'm gonna go with Ospreay too in this one.
I think Tony Khan's got to start growing some balls and not letting people win the heartfelt matches like Saraya winning in Wembley, and now Ospreay is gonna win in Wembley. Like sometimes you can't send the fans home happy. TK.
Well, if he does have a little bit of say so, because if Sting got what he wanted, I heard Sting wanted to lose, and Tony Khan said no. So.
Exactly. That's Tony Khan being a fan. The right thing to do would have had Sting lose. Now,
well, now you say that. All right.
As a fan of Sting, I'm glad that he won. But now look where we are. We don't have tag champions for the past month and a half.
Yeah, maybe if Sting would have lost, would have never got this dumbass footage being put out.
Exactly. It's a fucking domino effect, EJ.
Damn. Man, the Icon broke my heart with that one.
Hey, don't you blame Sting. He wanted to lose. He was looking out for you. He was trying to save Tony from himself. And Tony didn't want to be saved.
Yeah. It is what it is. I got Osprey though.
Yeah, same here. The tournament final for the vacated AEW World Tag Team Championships, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson take on FTR, FTR Bald and FTR Beard.
Fuck the revival.
I got the Bucks.
Damn, Cody, tell us how you really feel. Yeah, I got the Bucks too. The FTR, they didn't lose it not too long ago. That was 2023 or something like that. So.
Is it me, or is FTR Bald just like really sassy when he talks?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he just get like he'll be talking, he'll have a little finger going like this, and let me tell you something else.
That is
Does he not do that?
Maybe.
And let me tell you one more thing about FTR. We're gonna be here forever. And I'm like, bro, like,
I think that's just a Southern thing.
Maybe. I don't know. And all his promos are just too like, we're here to save wrestling and we believe in all this history and shit. Like, God damn, we've heard this like 78 times. Like, give me something new.
Yeah. But, I wonder how they would fare off in Paul Levesque's WWE. He probably would push him down. Vince wouldn't.
They won fucking NXT, SmackDown, and Raw tag titles.
Yeah, but shaving people's backs. They weren't those guys. I feel like if they weren't there now, I feel like Triple H would be like, y'all are FTR. Let's go. And then fans can chant FTR. They can't chant the revival. And he probably keep the music. FTR versus reunited Usos. Rucker would be creaming in his pants.
I don't care for it. I'm just not an FTR guy, man. Like, I don't. They've had a couple really good matches, but there's nothing about them that I like. They just annoy me, honestly. Especially sassy FTR.
Well, we got something against sassy people?
No, I just don't like him.
I'm not the biggest FTR fans, but I mess with him. I like him. So, but I'm still taking the Bucks in this one. What we got up next?
House rules for the TBS Championship. Julia Hart, who she just looks like a star.
I don't like to get creepy on there, and she's a little young, but that's all I'll leave it at.
I don't think you got to say anything else after you said. Only thing was left, you had to suck your teeth after. but I feel you.
I got Willow on this one because I think they're setting up her and Mercedes at Double or Nothing.
Well, sadly, I think the news is out there that Julia might be injured, so this might be a squash match, which would suck if that's how her reign ended.
Hey, injuries happen, just like we said with Rhea.
But are you really gonna have Willow get the TBS title and then turn around and lose it a month later at Double or Nothing?
Yeah, remember what they doing? What they were playing hot potato with that TNT title.
I got Julia just because there's no way Mercedes can get Willow up into that fucking finishing move she has.
Don't she have the bank statement too?
She ain't used the bank statement since she was on SmackDown.
Still got it in her bag.
The repertoire.
Yep.
I like Willow though. I think Willow might be like a very organic baby face as opposed to like you're supposed to like her. People just like her because they like her. And she's getting good too. That fucking crossbody she hit on Brody and then did his little barking suicide dive onto him. Like Willow's dope.
So You think if Julia's injured, you think they're gonna have her go all the way injured through a double or nothing? Because you
Well,
picked Julia.
yeah, but here's the thing: how injured is she? They had her in a match the other night. She didn't do much.
Barely. Barely.
Yeah, but if it's a minor injury where she can still work, uh, really quick matches and shit like that until she heals up, double or nothing's over a month away. Like maybe she's not that injured; she's just hurt.
We'll see. But I got Willow.
I got Julia. A trios match that is just gonna annoy me because I'm just gonna be ready for bed by now, and this is gonna probably go 40 minutes.
No, it's not
Adam
gonna be that
Copeland,
long.
Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe versus the House of Black.
I got House of Black, and I think Eddie may turn heel or something, mad at Mark beating him for the title. I don't know.
Oh, maybe he should retire.
Nah, he's still the New Japan Strong champion.
Hmm. Yeah, I got the House of Black.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why Aleister Black doesn't wrestle?
Singles matches?
Yeah,
I don't know. That is weird. Seems like he'd be like at the top of the list of going for like a TNT or a international championship.
like I legit can't remember a match besides him and Cody.
Oh, nah, he hasn't had maybe like a high profile match since that, but they'll always throw him in like a random singles match in Collision where he just squashes somebody.
I can't remember the last time he wrestled single.
But yeah, I'm not that interested in that match. I just feel like it's a filler match. What else we got?
We have I pick I picked the House of Black.
Mhm.
Next up, we have the AEW Continental Championship. This match is gonna be another fucking good match that I don't care who wins. This is the thing with AEW. The matches are gonna be good, but I don't give a fuck who wins most of them. But
I care who wins this one.
I'm gonna take Okada over Pac.
This is gonna be a banger. I got Okada too. You can't take that Continental crown off him. But what's going on with Pac? Because he just popped back up.
He's a bastard.
He's a bastard, a bastard. He's been tagging up with Penta, but they've been tagging with they've done trios matches with like random people. What's the other corner of the triangle? Where's Ray Phoenix at?
He's hurt.
For that, he's been hurt for that, but he's been gone for oh wow. Must have been serious injury.
He hadn't been gone that long. It's been a couple months.
No, it's been longer than that. He hadn't been the whole year, and all
No,
last year.
no.
Yeah, man. I'm positive because Penta's been doing his thing solo for a while. When's the last time that you remember seeing Ray Phoenix on TV?
It was about 6 months ago, maybe.
That's a long time. That's half a year, my guy.
No. Here it is right here. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't give me a date. I thought it did. This article was in January talking about his injury. Ray Phoenix requiring surgery. That's February.
Last year, right?
No,
All
this
right.
year.
So, great. So October. So what's that? 6 months?
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's a long time.
It's not a year.
So that must be a bad injury if you've been on since October.
You want to talk about a bad injury? Where the fuck is Jamie Hayter?
Oh, I feel she's gonna come back soon. Once she comes back and Britt comes back, this woman's division is gonna be popping. I mean, I'm here for it. They should do a tag team belt, but what what else we got? What matches?
Real quick, Malachi Black. Total record in AEW 43, 11, and 0. Guess how many singles matches he's wrestled?
Probably like 7.
13 singles matches. He's been there for 4 years.
That seems about right.
It's a little over 3 matches a year. 3.25 to be exact. No, actually, I'm wrong. Yeah, 13. 3.25. He's had 14 tag matches and 26 trio matches and 1 multi-person match.
Crazy.
Yeah, like why?
I don't know,
So
man.
they've got percentages on here. He's wrestled the most trios matches at 46%, tag matches at 24, and then singles at 22. I wonder, that's odd to me because they're not doing anything with them as a trio. So why not? Like, I feel like he could be one of the bigger stars in the company. He's got a different look, a different vibe than everybody else. And that fucking black mask kick is a motherfucker.
It does seem devastating.
He knocked Cody the fuck out with that damn kick. Hey, Cody sleep. Cody wake up. So I think I'm going back to WWE. This motherfucker connected.
Took off the next day.
You got your AEW International Championship, another fucking title that nobody cares about. Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly after Roderick turned on Kyle O'Reilly.
I like the international belt more than I do the TNT belt. I got Kyle O'Reilly losing. I got Roderick retaining.
Yeah, same. The Women's World Championship. They got 2 women's matches. Mark this down, everybody. I don't know if this has happened before on the pay-per-view. And I don't mean 0 hour either. I mean on the actual main card, they'll have 2 women's matches.
Timeless.
Tony Storm taking on Thunder Rosa. Or as Timeless Tony Storm calls her, Lightning Daffodil.
Hilarious. I didn't hear her say that.
Yeah, she said some funny shit, man. When Thunder Rosa was beating her ass this week and she was like holding her down, she was like, unhand me. What are you doing to my beautiful face? She's just talking shit still. Like, she stays in character. It's so fucking funny. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of King Booker.
Yeah. King Booker used to say some outrageous stuff too.
And always stayed in character the whole time, except for when he like
you got the street side of him.
Every now and then that street would come back, but for the most part, he stayed in character. I don't want Toni Storm to ever lose his title. Like, I think she's fucking hilarious and she's good in the ring. If it ain't gonna be Mercedes or Jamie Hayter, like, I don't care for anybody else to beat her.
It's gonna be Mercedes. I don't know, but I got Tony in this one.
Next up, we have the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. Samoa Joe taking on Swerve Strickland.
You gotta pull the trigger, right? I got Swerve.
This is the only reason they didn't do it at Revolution, so they could do it here in the main event. And if Swerve doesn't do it now, I don't know when his time's gonna be because Osprey's coming in hot.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say Tony might be too smart for his own good. So I can see them maybe having Joe win in a nefarious means and cheat and then doing it at Double or Nothing. But if you're gonna put the belt on Osprey and Wembley, then you want Swerve to squeeze as much juice as he can of his reign, and you would have to do it here. So I'm conflicted, but I'm still going with Swerve. He's gonna be the first black AEW champion.
I feel the same way I felt a couple matches ago. Like, Samoa Joe's been kicking his ass the whole lead up. Like, it would be a shame if Samoa Joe just beat him. I got Swerve. When that motherfucker jumped off the top rope and jumped on top of all the security's head, landed on his feet, I said, that nigga about to be world champion. That was the moment right there.
And then again, I think since this is the first Dynasty pay-per-view, Tony may want to like put a stamp on it by having a new champion. So I think I'm pretty confident in my Swerve pick. I'm 60% confident that he's gonna pull the trigger.
That Swerve jump was up there with Ricochet when he went and fucking jumped over the top rope and did a front flip and landed on his feet and walked
up. That's what Velveteen put his eyelids up.
Ricochet did it again on the main roster, I think.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Against,
he did. Logan. It was against Logan.
Oh yeah, it was. It didn't hit the same then though, because we'd already seen it. But
yeah,
it was that was up there because that came out of nowhere. But yeah, I got Swerve, man. Swerve's got to bring it home.
Let's go.
Don't forget everybody that was participating in WrestleMania T-shirt week. We've had 2 of the 3 people reach out and get ready to claim their prizes. I will try to get all that stuff taken care of this weekend now that I'm, not as busy traveling and shit like that. I will also be on another podcast this week. Let me go real quick to make sure I get the name of it right. He participated in our WrestleMania T-shirt week's 80s wrestling fan. We're going to talk about LJNs and stuff like that. He actually asked about you being on too, EJ, but he said, listen to the show. He got the feeling that you didn't have those kind of action figures when you were younger. He's like, I'd love to have EJ on, but I don't think he did LJNs.
He's right. He's right. I was like, right. I had him when I was like 3, but I didn't even I didn't have any recollection of that time period. I had like the Jake the Snake. And by the time I actually knew what I was doing, the LJNs were gone. I had like the flexible ones that did the bone crunching noises with the Rock and Stone Cold. That's like back in my heyday.
I'll record that show tomorrow night. I don't know when it will release, but I will let y'all know when it does. And then as far as other announcement go, that's pretty much all we got. We got Dynasty coming up this week. EJ will be in the house for that, so it'll be good to get his in-person review of his second AEW pay-per-view in a row. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. EJ, you got anything else?
No. Like I said earlier, we got Haymaker reviewing the 300 this past week. So if y'all are any MMA fans out there, be on the lookout for that. Like Rucker said, I'll be at Dynasty, so do some on-site reporting, and we'll come back with y'all next week and talk about that.
Well, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Till next time. Peace!
Got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put it, dude.